Is it worth it to buy an e-scooter in Germany? The answer is yes, but under certain conditions. First of all, what you need to know about e-scooter in Germany is that you need the liability insurance, which is called the Haftpflichtversicherung. So the liability insurance is mandatory, so be aware if you don't have the liability insurance that you pay a fine of between 150 euro up to 500 euro, or you can be, even in the worst case, be in prison for like 1 year. And the worst thing is, in case of accident, you need to pay the damage by yourself, which can be like up to several millions of euro in the end, and which can financially ruin you. And the cost for this liability insurance I saw is like up to like it's between 20 and 60 euro per year approximately. I found the message of the MVV, which is the transport network for Munich, and they said that they are allowing the e-scooter only in the regional trains, in the S-Bahn, and in the regional buses of the MVV. And they are not allowing e-scooter anymore in the U-Bahn, so in the metro, in the tram, and in the city buses in Munich. So overall, in which cases is it worth it to have an e-scooter in Germany? So from my own experience, it can be really worth it if you live in a bigger town where you have a lot of bike lanes in the end. So for example, if you live in Berlin or in Munich. But if you live in towns where there are not that many bike lanes, it can be more challenging because then the cars are taking way more space and you need to fight a bit on the street. So from my own perspective and my own experience, I really enjoy e-scooter when I have a limited amount of distance, which is quite long by foot in the end, or it's annoying by bike in the end. So to have an e-scooter because you reach it more fast. But it doesn't make too much sense when it's like a really long distance, like for example 30 kilometers or something like that. Then it's not worth it. Furthermore, it can be beneficial if you are tired because the bus is again not coming and it's unreliable, and then you have your e-scooter and you can just immediately go. But there are also certain cases in which I would not recommend to have an e-scooter in Germany. So this is, for example, if you walk a lot, you take the bike and you don't necessarily need it. You have enough space in your flat for your bike or in the basement. And it's especially tricky if you don't have a secure place to store your e-scooter, because e-scooters can easily get stolen and it's difficult to really store them securely. I would say it's also not worth it if you don't want to deal with any sort of bureaucracy, because unfortunately Germany is a very bureaucratic country and you will need to have the liability insurance, and you might get controlled at some point. You need to have this plaquette in the end of the current year. So in case you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message on my Instagram. You find the link in the description below.